My brothers and my sisters, I stand before you today with a truth as old as the stars and as fresh as the morning sun. Life may bend us, it may bruise us, it may even try to break us. But hear me well, you are not a mistake. You are not wandering this world without meaning. No, my friends, you are part of a design greater than your doubts, a melody deeper than your fears. God, yes, God, has a plan for you. A plan carved into the very fabric of creation, whispered into your soul before you took your first breath. And if you dare to believe it, if you dare to rise to it, you will see that the path you walk, no matter how rough, is leading you toward destiny. My beloved, let me tell you something that the earth itself already knows, something the rivers hum in their ceaseless song, something the wind whispers as it dances through the trees. You are not an accident. You are not a coincidence, not some stray thought flung into the universe with no meaning, no direction, no home. No, you are a masterpiece wrapped in flesh, a living poem carved in time, a deliberate expression of purpose. You were dreamed before you were born. You were sung before you could speak. You were chosen before you could choose. The world may try to tell you otherwise. The world, with its heavy hands and careless tongues, may call you ordinary, may label you unworthy, may press upon your shoulders the weight of doubt and despair. But the world does not know the blueprint hidden in your bones. The world cannot see the architecture of your spirit, the fine lines of destiny traced into the map of your soul. When others see only fragments, the designer sees wholeness. When others see only flaws, the Creator sees completion. You may have asked yourself in the midnight hours when the silence is loud, why am I here? What is my place? Why this path? Why this pain? Why this season? Those questions are not the cries of emptiness. They are the echoes of your soul awakening to its truth. You are here for a reason, and no matter how long you have doubted, the truth has never doubted you. It has waited, patiently. It has waited through your tears, through your failures, through the days when you thought you could not rise again. Purpose does not abandon. It is like the root of a tree, unseen but unyielding, holding you even when storms rage. You are not an accident, you are a deliberate design. Every detail of you, from the way your laughter rises to the shape of your scars, is woven into a tapestry of significance. Even the wounds, yes, even the wounds, have a role in this weaving. What you thought was broken is part of the beauty. What you thought was lost is part of the plan. Consider the stars. Each one flung into the heavens with precision, no two colliding in chaos, but each assigned its place in the dark expanse. And yet, if even one of them were missing, the night would be less radiant. You, too, are such a star. Without you, this world would be dimmer. Without your story, the chorus of humanity would be incomplete. Do not mistake the trials of your life for accidents. They are not accidents, they are appointments. They are not meaningless, they are molding you. The betrayals, the rejections, the disappointments. Oh yes, they cut deep, but they also carved space within you for compassion, for courage, for strength. The hands that hurt you unknowingly prepared you for the hands you will heal. The doors that closed on you pushed you toward the ones that would open wide. You are not an accident. Think of the seed buried in the ground, pressed into darkness, covered with soil that feels like suffocation. Yet in that unseen place life stirs. In that hidden chamber, roots reach down before stems reach up. The seed does not protest the soil because it knows the burial is not its end but its beginning. And so it is with you. What looked like burial in your life was simply planting. What looked like the end was only the beginning of growth. And oh, my beloved, how beautifully you will bloom. You may not see it yet, you may not feel it yet, but the roots are already spreading. The strength is already forming, the promise is already alive within you. The world will one day marvel at what has always been hidden inside you. And when they marvel, you will know you were never an accident. Let us speak of your uniqueness, for that too is no accident. You carry in your being a combination of gifts, talents, and dreams that no other soul in history has carried in the same measure. There has never been another you, and there never will be again. That alone should silence the voices of doubt. For if you were unnecessary, why would you exist? If you were meaningless, why would breath have been placed in your lungs? Your very existence is evidence of intention. Look at your fingerprints, those delicate swirls that no one else shares. If such detail is given to the tip of your finger, how much more detail must be woven into the calling of your life? You are not here to be a copy, not here to be a shadow of another, not here to mimic or to mirror. You are here to shine in your own light, to sing in your own key, to walk in your own rhythm. To try to erase your uniqueness is to insult the artistry that made you. There will be times when you feel out of place, when you walk into rooms and wonder why you do not fit, why your voice sounds different, why your steps move against the crowd. That feeling of difference is not rejection. It is revelation. It reveals that you were not designed to blend in, but to stand out. The world does not need another echo, it needs a voice. And that voice is yours. And when loneliness creeps in, when you feel unseen or unheard, remember, even in solitude you are held. Even in silence you are significant. The tree does not question its worth when no one is watching it grow. It stretches anyway, it blossoms anyway, and in due time its fruit becomes nourishment for others. Your growth, too, will one day feed those who come hungry for hope. My beloved, let me remind you again, you are not an accident. You are part of a plan too vast to be erased by circumstance, too deep to be undone by failure, too sacred to be silenced by fear. Every breath you take is proof that the plan continues, that the story is still unfolding. You may not understand every chapter, but the author wastes no words. Every line matters, every page is purposeful, every moment is moving toward a design that is for your good. You are chosen. Chosen not because of perfection, but in spite of imperfection. Chosen not because you are flawless, but because you are willing. Willing to rise again after falling, willing to learn, willing to grow. The plan is not built upon your mistakes, but upon your resilience. You are not disqualified by your past, you are qualified by your persistence. Look at your journey, look at how far you have come. You survived what you thought would destroy you. You overcame what you thought would bury you. And though you carry scars, those scars are medals of survival, evidence that you are still here, still standing, still chosen. Remember this. The plan for you does not require you to be perfect. It requires you to be present, to show up, to rise each day, to take the next step even when you cannot see the whole road. Like a lantern in the night, you may only see a few feet ahead, but that light is enough. Enough for today, enough for the journey. And as you walk, the path will unfold. So hold your head high, straighten your back, plant your feet firm upon the earth. You are not an accident. You are chosen for a purpose. Your life is not random. It is radiant. Not haphazard, it is holy. You are meant to be here now in this season, with this voice, with this heart. And though you may not yet see the full design, trust that the design is sure. Trust that you are necessary. Trust that the plan is alive within you, as steady and unshakable as the sunrise that returns each morning. Pain is not punishment, but preparation. Let those words settle into your bones. For too long we have been taught to see pain as a sign of rejection, as evidence of abandonment, as the hand of some cruel fate pressing down upon us. But pain, my beloved, is not the chain meant to hold you captive. Pain is the chisel shaping you into strength. Pain is the fire refining you into gold. Pain is the midnight before the dawn, the breaking before the rising, the cry before the song. Consider the soil again, dark and heavy, pressing against the seed. To the seed it may feel like punishment, a suffocating burial. But in truth, that pressure is preparation. Without the soil pressing, the seed would never break, would never grow, would never rise toward the sun. The soil is not an enemy. It is an ally, and so it is with your pain. You may remember nights when your pillow was wet with tears, when your heart was heavy with grief, when silence felt like a weight too deep to carry. And in those nights you asked, why me? Why this? Why now? But hear me, beloved, those tears were watering your strength. That ache was stretching your soul. That loss was enlarging your compassion. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. Every mountain you climbed carved endurance into your muscles. Every heartbreak cracked open the chambers of your heart, making more room for love, more room for empathy, more room for understanding. Every rejection redirected you not to diminish you, but to position you where your destiny could find you. Pain is not punishment, it is preparation. The diamond does not form in comfort. It forms under pressure, hidden in the dark, squeezed by forces that seem unbearable. Yet when it emerges, it shines with a brilliance unmatched. And when people behold its beauty, they rarely think of the crushing it endured. But without the crushing, the diamond could never shine. So too with you. Your light is forged in the fire of your trials. You see, pain has a way of teaching what ease cannot. Ease teaches us how to enjoy, but pain teaches us how to endure. Ease teaches us how to smile, but pain teaches us how to rise. Ease teaches us what we like, but pain teaches us who we are. And when you know who you are, truly know it, no storm, no shadow, no voice of doubt can undo you. Think of the bird in the shell. To be born, it must peck against the walls that enclose it. That breaking, that struggle, is painful. But if someone were to cut the shell open for it, sparing it the struggle, the bird would emerge too weak to survive. The breaking is not punishment. It is preparation for flight. In the same way, the struggles that cracked your shell were making your wings strong enough to soar. My beloved, even the wounds you carry are not without purpose. That scar on your soul, that memory that still stings, do not despise it. For one day, that very scar will become a balm for someone else's wound. Your pain, once endured, becomes medicine for the broken hearted who will cross your path. How could you comfort the grieving if you had never grieved? How could you guide the lost if you had never felt lost yourself? Your pain is the price of your wisdom. Your pain is the preparation for your calling. Do not confuse delay with denial. Do not confuse hardship with punishment. The plan for you is too great to be delivered without labor. Just as a mother groans before the birth of her child, so too must your life groan before the birth of your promise. And though the contractions of pain feel endless, they are evidence that something is coming forth. The pain is not proof that you are forgotten. It is proof that you are carrying something worth birthing. The storms that have raged in your life, they were not sent to sink you, but to teach you how to sail. The deserts you have walked, they were not meant to starve you, but to show you the value of living water. The shadows you have known, they were not intended to consume you, but to teach you that your light shines brightest in the dark. And though it may feel unbearable at times, though you may feel like the weight is crushing you, remember, gold is refined in fire, clay is hardened in heat, steel is strengthened in the furnace. You are being forged, beloved, not forsaken. So the next time pain knocks on your door, the next time life breaks your heart or bends your back, do not bow your head in shame. Lift it high, and say to yourself, this is not my punishment. This is my preparation. This is not my ending. This is my becoming. Storms bend you, but they do not define you. Hear that truth and let it wash over your weary spirit. For if you are alive, you have known storms. You have seen the skies grow dark without warning. You have felt the winds howl against your fragile frame. You have stood beneath clouds heavy with sorrow, and wondered if the rain would ever cease. Storms are no respecter of persons. They come for the young and the old, for the rich and the poor, for the mighty and the meek. But though they come, though they rage, though they shake the very ground beneath your feet, they do not have the power to name you. A tree in the forest knows this well. When the storm comes, it bends under the force of the wind. It sways, it groans, it bows low. Yet when the storm passes, it straightens again, its roots deeper, its bark tougher, its branches wider. The storm may bend it, but it cannot dictate what that tree is. It remains a tree, alive, growing, standing, and so it is with you. Life may bend you with trials, may force you to your knees with heartbreak, may press upon your soul with weights too heavy to bear, but do not mistake bending for breaking. Do not confuse the shaking for surrender. You are bent, yes, but not defined by the storm. There will be voices that try to tell you otherwise. When you stumble, they will call you failure. When you grieve, they will call you weak. When you falter, they will whisper defeat. But remember, beloved, the storm may touch your body. It may test your mind, but it cannot touch the eternal flame of your spirit. That flame is untouchable, indestructible, eternal. It is the part of you no storm can drown, no wind can extinguish, no darkness can overcome. Think back on the storms you have already endured. There was a time when you thought the rain would never stop, when you thought the clouds would never lift, when you thought the sun had forgotten your name. Yet here you are, breathing, standing, living. You are the evidence that storms do not define. You are the proof that storms pass. They always pass. And when they do, the air is clearer, the ground is softer, and new life begins to grow. Do not despise the bending. For in the bending you learn the art of resilience. You learn how to stretch without snapping, how to bow without breaking. You learn that flexibility is not weakness, but strength disguised. A rigid branch snaps in the storm, but a supple one survives. The bending is not the end, it is the secret to endurance. Beloved, the storm does not come to tell you who you are. It comes to reveal who you have always been. The winds uncover your roots, showing how deeply they run. The rain exposes your foundation, proving what you are built upon. The lightning illuminates your soul, reminding you that even in darkness, you carry light. The storm does not define you, it defines itself by the way you rise from it. Yes, the storm may leave scars. Yes, the storm may leave memories that ache when the wind howls again. But those scars are not your shame, they are your story. They say, I have been through the fire, I have walked through the flood, I have stood in the storm, and I am still here. Those scars shine like medals upon your spirit, telling the world that you are not fragile. You are not finished, you are forged. And let me tell you something else, storms are temporary, but you are eternal. Storms have seasons, but your spirit is timeless. Storms may roar, but they cannot remain. They must move on, they must give way to calm. And when they do, the sun returns, brighter than before, painting the sky with colors that only storms could produce. For have you ever seen a rainbow without rain? Have you ever seen new grass without water? The storm, though harsh, often carries the very nourishment your soul needs to grow. So when you feel the winds rising again, do not be afraid. Anchor yourself. Root yourself in truth. Tell the storm, you may bend me, but you will not break me. You may test me, but you cannot name me. You may shake me, but you will not define me. For your identity is not written in the thunder, nor in the lightning, nor in the rain. It is written in the eternal script of purpose, and that script cannot be erased. Storms will come, my beloved, again and again, but so too will the calm. And when the calm comes, when the skies clear, when the light returns, you will find yourself standing taller, stronger, wiser. Not because the storm defined you, but because it refined you. Every season carries a lesson for your destiny. The earth itself is our teacher, whispering wisdom through the turning of its cycles, speaking in the language of sunrise and sunset, bloom and wither, warmth and frost. We look at the seasons and think them ordinary, but they are sacred sermons, preaching without words, declaring that nothing is wasted, nothing is random, nothing is without meaning. Just as nature shifts, so too does the soul. And every season you live through, no matter how brief or how long, carries within it a lesson carved for your becoming. The spring comes first, soft and tender, the season of beginnings. The earth stretches after her slumber, flowers push through the soil, and the air is fragrant with possibility. In your life, spring is the season when dreams begin to stir, when vision begins to awaken, when opportunities start to blossom at your feet. It is a season of freshness, of green hope, of tender courage. But spring is also fragile. The blooms are delicate, the roots shallow. In spring, you learn to protect what is new, to nurture what is young, to guard the fragile beginnings of purpose, until they grow strong enough to stand. Spring teaches patience. It whispers, "Do not rush your growth, for what is planted today will bloom in time." Then comes the summer, bold and blazing, the season of flourishing. The trees spread wide, the flowers are in full color, the air hums with energy. In your life, summer is when your gifts shine brightest, when your labor bears fruit, when opportunities ripen and your soul feels alive in the fullness of possibility. It is a season of joy, of abundance, of celebration. But even summer carries its lesson. Abundance is not for hoarding but for sharing. The fruit on the tree does not eat itself, it feeds others. And so your summer teaches you generosity, reminding you that the gifts you carry are not meant for you alone, but for the lives you will touch. Summer says, "Give, give freely, for in giving you grow." But after the blaze of summer, autumn comes. The leaves turn, the air cools, and what once was green begins to fade. It is the season of change, the season of release. In your life, autumn is when you begin to let go. Let go of people who cannot walk the next mile with you. Let go of habits that hinder. Let go of versions of yourself that no longer serve your destiny. Autumn is not loss, it is preparation. The tree is not dying when it sheds its leaves. It is conserving strength for the winter to come. And so, autumn teaches you wisdom. The wisdom of release, the wisdom of discernment. It whispers, "Do not fear what falls away, for only what is true will remain." And then comes the winter, quiet and cold, the season of stillness. The trees stand bare, the ground is frozen, the air is sharp with silence. In your life, winter is the season when everything seems still, when nothing seems to move, when it feels as though purpose itself has gone into hiding. It is the season of waiting, the season of patience, the season of silence. And yet, winter carries perhaps the greatest lesson. Though nothing seems alive, life is working beneath the surface. Roots deepen underground. Seeds gestate in the soil. Strength is forming in the unseen. Winter teaches you trust. It whispers, "Do not mistake silence for absence." For even in the quiet, destiny is moving. Each season, spring, summer, autumn, winter, arrives with its own lesson, its own gift, its own wisdom. And though you may prefer one over the other, though you may long to live forever in the summer of abundance or the spring of beginnings, the truth is, you need them all. For your destiny is not built in one season alone. It is carved in the patience of spring, the joy of summer, the wisdom of autumn, the trust of winter. Without one, the others are incomplete. So do not despise your season, whatever it may be. If you are in spring, protect what is growing. If you are in summer, give from your abundance. If you are in autumn, release with grace. If you are in winter, trust the unseen. Each season is necessary. Each season is sacred. Each season is shaping you for the fullness of your destiny. And remember, seasons always change. The winter will not last forever. Spring will come again. The autumn leaves may fall, but summer will rise once more. The cycle turns, always faithfully. And just as surely as the earth turns, your life too will move from one season into another, carrying you forward, growing you deeper, preparing you for the greatness within you. Your voice is a gift that can lift generations. Too often we forget that the simplest sound we carry, our voice, is one of the most powerful forces we own. We think it ordinary, we think it small, we think it belongs only to us. But your voice, beloved, is not just the sound of your breath passing through your throat. It is the sound of your spirit pressing into the world. It carries your truth, your experience, your pain, your joy, your wisdom, your song. And when released, it does not vanish into the air. It lingers, it echoes, It plants seeds in the hearts of those who hear. The world has tried to silence many voices. History is filled with attempts to shut the mouths of those who dared to speak truth, those who dared to sing freedom, those who dared to declare dignity. But the world has never succeeded, for voices, once released, do not die. They ripple forward through time. They travel into the ears of the weary, into the hearts of the broken, into the souls of the next generation. And your voice, too, has that power. Do not think your voice too small, too weak, too insignificant. The whisper of one can shift the courage of many. The cry of one can awaken the conscience of nations. The lullaby of one mother can soothe a child who will grow to heal thousands. Every voice carries a vibration, and that vibration can move mountains in the spirit long before hands ever touch stone. Perhaps you have been told to keep quiet. Perhaps life has convinced you that your words are not worthy, that your story does not matter, that silence is safer than speaking. But silence, beloved, is not always safety. Silence can be a prison, and your destiny was never meant to live behind bars. Your story is the key that unlocks chains, not only for you, but for others who have walked through the same fire, who have carried the same pain, who have wondered if they are alone. Your voice tells them, you are not alone, you are seen, you are heard, you are understood, and in that moment healing begins. Your voice is a gift. Think of the songs sung in sorrow that became anthems of freedom. Think of the speeches lifted from trembling lips that ignited movements of justice. Think of the prayers whispered in secret that sustained entire generations. Those voices did not fade. They traveled, they endured, they grew louder with time. And now, you too are called to add your voice to that great chorus. Do not underestimate the everyday power of your words. A word of kindness spoken at the right moment can save a life. A word of truth spoken with courage can shatter a lie that has held someone captive. A word of encouragement can give strength to weary shoulders ready to give up. Your words are not idle, they are living. They go forth like arrows, like seeds, like light in the dark. But your voice is not only in the words you speak aloud, it is also in the choices you make, the love you show, the truth you live. Sometimes your life itself becomes the loudest voice, speaking to generations not yet born. A child may one day rise because they saw you endure. A soul may find hope because they heard the story of how you survived. Your laughter may teach someone that joy is possible after grief. Your forgiveness may teach someone that peace is possible after betrayal. Your life is a message, and every breath you take writes it louder. And remember, your voice does not fade when you are gone. Long after your body rests, your voice remains in the stories told about you, in the songs you sang, in the words you wrote, in the love you gave, in the lessons you lived. Generations not yet here will be lifted by what you dared to say and how you dared to live. That is the sacred power of your voice. It transcends time. So lift it, beloved. Lift your voice with courage, with truth, with love. Do not bury it in fear. Do not hide it in shame. It was not given to you to be silenced. It was given to you to set others free. You may never know how far it will travel. You may never know whose heart it will heal. But trust this, your voice is needed. Your voice is necessary. Your voice is divine. And when you release it, when you give it without hesitation, you may lift not just one, but generations yet to come. Walk boldly, for your steps are ordered. Too long have you hesitated. Too long have you shrunk yourself to fit in shadows. Too long have you questioned whether you belong on the path set before you. But hear me, beloved, you do not stumble by accident. You do not wander without direction. Every step you have taken, even the ones that felt like detours, even the ones that felt like mistakes, has been woven into the greater design of your journey. Your steps are not random, they are ordered. So walk boldly, not timidly, not apologetically, not as though you are trespassing on ground meant for someone else. The earth beneath your feet was shaped to bear your weight. The road before you has been cleared by hands unseen. The path you tread is yours and yours alone, and no one else can walk it as you can. So lift your head, straighten your back, and place one foot in front of the other with confidence, with conviction, with courage. Do not fear the unknown, for the unknown is only undiscovered purpose. Do not fear the obstacles, for they are not walls meant to stop you, but mountains meant to strengthen you. And do not fear the future, for it is not a stranger. It is your destiny waiting to be embraced. Boldness does not mean you will never feel fear. It means you choose to keep moving even with fear at your side. Boldness is not the absence of trembling, it is the decision to walk anyway. Your steps are ordered. That means even when you trip, even when you fall, even when you take a wrong turn, the path still leads you forward. What looks like a setback is often a setup. What feels like wandering is often weaving. What seems like delay is often divine timing arranging things in your favor. You are not lost. Beloved, you are led. You are not forsaken. You are guided. You are not stumbling in darkness. You are walking in a light too vast for you to see all at once. So walk boldly, even when others doubt you. Walk boldly even when voices rise to mock you. Walk boldly even when the road grows steep and your legs grow weary. For each step you take is not just for you, it is for those who will follow after you, for those who will find courage in your courage, for those who will walk in paths you have cleared with your persistence. Your steps are a map for someone else's journey, your boldness a lantern for someone else's night. Think of the eagle soaring in the sky. It does not apologize for its flight. It does not shrink its wings because others remain on the ground. It spreads wide, it rises high. It walks boldly upon the wind because it knows it was born to do so. And so are you. You were not born to crawl in doubt. You were born to rise in faith. You were not born to whisper your destiny. You were born to declare it with every step you take. Beloved, bold walking does not mean reckless walking. It means assured walking. It means walking with the quiet confidence that you are guided, that the ground will rise to meet your feet, that the path will reveal itself as you move forward. Too many wait for the entire road to be shown before they take a single step, but the path is revealed in motion, not in stillness. The lamp may only light the next few feet, but those few feet are enough, and when you reach them, more will be revealed. Step by step, the journey unfolds, so do not linger in hesitation. Do not stand trembling at the edge of your purpose. Place your foot forward. Place it firmly. Walk boldly into the unknown, knowing it is known by the one who ordered your path. Walk boldly into your future, into your promise, into your greatness, and when you do, you will find that the very ground beneath you carries your steps, as though it has been waiting for your arrival all along.